I'm just getting done with my workout for today, and it's Friday and I am dead, but I just was doing a YouTube short and doing a reminder about range of motion and how everyone's range of motion is different. And I just thought that was a good reminder because I always have, I usually get really positive comments on my YouTube shorts, but every now and then there's some, smart aleck guy that's like, you need to, get your chest further to the floor. And I went off on some guy and talking about range of motion, and I'm learning so much in my personal training course about range of motion, and that not everyone's going to have that flexibility in their chest and the strength in your upper body to be able to do a push-up with their chest all the way down to the floor. Everyone's different. Now the thing is to do the best form that you have for the range of motion that you have. So I just wanted to do a little reminder because I think sometimes people get discouraged when people overly correct them and not looking at the full picture of their physical body and meeting people where they're at. So that's just kind of my reminder today that you don't have to be perfect to work out, and not to really worry about what other people say. I would say unless they're a trainer, like a personal trainer who is correcting your form to keep you from injuring yourself. But I think any other person probably not. But I'm just here to encourage you guys to just keep showing up to your workouts and ask for help if there's trainers on staff to help you, and just really work on increasing that flexibility and starting off slow and building your way up. I did not start doing half of these exercises the way that I'm doing them now, and even then I'm still carrying a lot more weight than I should. But I started at 202 pounds, and I was looking at a photo of myself today and I'm just like, I cannot even believe, because at that time I felt like I didn't feel great and I knew I didn't look the same, but I don't even recognize myself. That's what's so sad. So I'll have to put the picture up so you guys can see the difference. But I'm almost there, but I keep showing up every single day, and I've made that a priority to let everyone know, in particular, my work site, that I've said I'm not moving, offices until we get a gym out at our new campus. Because, sorry, I got interrupted. I just wanted to just encourage you guys to just keep trying and do the best that you can and make the sacrifices to show up. I mean, this is a sacrifice, and it's something that works best for me. And I mentioned that to my new boss today, just how important fitness is for me and how convenient and how it helps me to go work out, because the gym is right here. And, this is to support my overall health and well-being. And, and she was fully supportive of that. So, she's like, oh, at some point you're going to have to move over with the rest of us. And I said, I know, but I said, until we're at that point, I want to be able to stay close to the trainers. And one of the guys in IT next door, he just started working out again, and he's like, it's so convenient, right? And I'm like, yeah, I know, our offices are right next to the gym. How can we not go work out? So that's been my commitment to myself over the past 2 to 3 years, is just to keep showing up, that I don't have to be perfect. Like today we were doing this agility workout, and I just could not do the exercise. I could not do the pattern for whatever reason. And I got frustrated because I'm like, okay, I'm the black chick, I'm supposed to have rhythm, right? But I just could not get the pattern that our trainer was trying to tell us. And the next one I got, but just sometimes my brain just cannot, my dance brain and being able to pick up movements and choreography quickly, I don't have that part of my brain trained anymore. So that's a little frustrating, but it's just something that I just remind myself, it's okay, I'm gonna keep working at it, I'm gonna keep trying. And yeah, so just want to encourage you guys to just keep trying, and you don't have to be perfect. Just do your best and talk to somebody who is really well trained in personal fitness, and that can help you with your form. But the main thing is to do it safely and to just keep trying. That's all I'm really wanting to mention, is just you guys just keep showing up, keep trying, and I promise you that you'll see the difference. It might take a while, but you'll definitely see little wins along the way. Hey guys, it is Saturday, and just wanted to pop on. I just got done with church, and I've been sitting out in my car because before I left for mass tonight, I found out the US bombed Iran, their nuclear sites. So that's just going to make things way worse than they already are. And yeah, I'm really worried about it. And it's not good. It's not good at all. It's just creating a huge conflict. There's a lot of things political I could say right now, but basically it's a mess. Everything's a mess. And I kind of went into another moment of despair like I had in January, where I was just kind of like, well, why should I keep trying to do anything with my life when things are going to get messed up anyway? And there's no stopping this ridiculousness. So that's kind of how I'm feeling right now. It's just, I feel like there's so much good that could happen in the world, but yet like right now, all the evil feels like it's winning. And I went to church and I'm just kind of like blah. And I'm just like, well, I figured this is going to happen. I was like praying about it. And I said, I'm praying that this isn't going to happen. And I just kind of like resigned myself, said, but it most likely is because like, you're allowing all of this to happen. I don't know why. Anyways, so yeah, I'm a little like in despair and feeling kind of hopeless right now, but I'm sure a lot of people are. And I just feel so bad because there's just so much conflict in the world right now. And this isn't helping. It's just going to make things worse. And it's putting all of us Americans at risk of even more war and stuff. And it's like, we already had the immigration raids happening here. Now we're bothering other countries when it was sad, which I didn't believe the Cheeto man, that he wasn't going to get into war because there's always a financial element to it. There's always is. So anyways, we have been played and now we're in the middle of a giant mess that is creating havoc in the Middle East. And it sucks because there's like a lot of countries like in between, like Iran and Israel, and they're like caught in the middle. So they're like shooting missiles over other countries, which is insane to me. And it's like, this is not how people should live. Like, people do not deserve to live this way. It should not be normal that they have to go into a safe space or, a safe room because they get an alert that there's bombs coming. Like, I just think that's so insane that people are living that way right now. And it's just, I've just been sick to my stomach. And, I saw some clips of what's happening over in Gaza and the kids over there who were there's a report where a little boy was trying to get food. And of course, food is scarce because they're not letting in any humanitarian relief. And this kid is just like screaming, and he couldn't be more than 10 years old, just screaming. And he says, basically went up to a journalist and says, I have a message I want to send to everyone in the world. This is where I'm from. This is how old I am. And this is what I have to live with on a daily. I have to fight grown men for food, which is insane. And he was just screaming because he ended up getting food for his family. And then he got attacked by two grown men and they took the food. And so he's freaking out, rightfully so, that it's just not fair. And it's just like heartbreaking. I'm just having a moment trying not to, but like I can't ignore like all the stuff that's happening in our world. And I'm just like, people are just hanging out in all these areas in the world, with their families. And, I'm thinking in like Iran, there's a lot of people who are they're not down with what their government's doing. And they're just innocent people who are stuck in the middle of this, just like, the Americans here. And, they should be able to live in peace and just be able to chill, right? And it's just like not happening. It's not happening anywhere right now. It's just really disturbing and I'm over it. But anyways, I just thought I'd jump on here before it gets too dark, and I have to go do my laundry because I have to get packed for BTS. But I just thought I'd pop on because, number one, it's breaking news. Number two, that I'm just like over it. I don't understand why people can't just leave other people alone and like let people live in peace. And if they don't threaten you, then they have no reason to attack you, and I understand people have to defend themselves and protect themselves, but it's just always innocent people that are always getting hurt because of the decisions of politicians, most likely men, who are making really horrible decisions and not caring that they're putting people at risk and sending young men and women to war because they don't care, because it has nothing to do with their lives, basically. So I digress. I am going to go, but I'm just like, I was really hoping to go to BTS and like be positive and be able to talk with people. But I feel like last time, what was really bothering me 6 months ago, or maybe it was like a year ago when I went to BTS, was, when they had the whole October 7th attack in Israel, and that was really bothering me because I'm like, oh gosh, this is just going to make things so much worse there. And here I am going to the final BTS with more concerns about life and what's happening in our world. Is anything even worth like trying to do, because the world's so messed up, right? So, and like, what in my small way am I going to be able to do to help people? And like right now, it's basically the feeling that I have, that I keep saying to myself, is basically, if you don't have money, you have no power. That's how I feel right now. It's like, if you don't have money or influence because you have money, like, no one's going to listen to you. No one's going to hear you. And that's kind of where I'm at right now. So anyways, I am going to get going. I know this is kind of like a downer post. And I also, for some reason, just thought to myself today, I was like, oh, I'm going to watch the video when I went to Washington to go visit that guy, which was a whole disaster and all this sort of thing. And I ended up watching it, and I was like, oh, it's like exactly a year since I went on a trip. And I was like, oh my God. And so I start feeling really bad, and just like, why did I like lie to myself about how great that trip was? Like, when honestly, like, guys just don't know how to treat women well. And sometimes there are guys that do well with that, but a lot of times you're clueless. And yeah, this guy wasn't the right guy, but still, it felt like, I personally, at the time, I thought I looked good and I felt good. And then looking back at the video, and I'm just like, gosh, I was still so heavy and so much weight in my face still. And I was just like, well, that's, I wasn't looking my best. And, I still have to work on myself to get myself healthier and strong. So yeah, I will probably come back and update you guys on anything else that's happening. But yeah, that's it. I'm just finishing up this video. I'm actually editing in my car right now, but I just wanted to thank you guys so much. I have a few more followers and subscribers, so thank you guys so much for joining me on this fitness journey and just sticking with me through all the ups and downs of my week. Just so appreciate it. And to just reminder to stay tuned, especially if you're getting back into your workout routine, that I have a whole bunch of workouts at my YouTube shorts, so make sure you check that out. So if you want to plan your workout and get some ideas, you can just scroll through there. I have probably more than a year's worth of different exercises and at different levels. And I would say start at the beginning, because that's going to be like less intense than where I am now. But yeah, give it a shot, and just really encourage you guys to do that. And then I wanted to also just remind you guys about the Hot Tub Club podcast, that we're still going strong. I'm taking a 2-week break just to kind of recover, rethink some things, also to get my guest list and also get through BTS. So I'm like, what is this? Anyways, I just wanted to just thank you guys for subscribing and like walking with me through all of the drama of our everyday life, and doing my best to stay positive today. Some of the things that I did to help myself kind of not be so despondent, I would say. I ended up, I think on like Saturday night, was just so upset, kept listening to all the news that was happening. And I just said, you know what? I need to just change my mind. So I need to get off of TikTok. I need to stop looking at like all the news channels. And I just need to just focus on my studying. So I spent a lot of time studying for my personal training certificate. So I did that. And then I ended up putting on some Maria Kondo just in the background and just listening to people tidy up their homes. For some reason, that makes me feel calm. And then today I just came in not feeling great to work. I woke up and I always feel good until I sit down at work, and then I get tired. So what did I do? Well, I ended up drinking black tea. That's one. Then I was like, you know what, I have a headache. I'm going to put on my Calm app. So I was listening to waves. And then I got this idea and I said, well, it's not like December, but I'm going to turn on some Christmas music because that always cheers me up. So I put on Kenny G's Christmas album, and just something about Christmas music just perks me up. So that made me feel a little bit better. And I also re-listened to Jack Canfield's The Success Principle today during work, just as a reminder that I'm not working the principles. So I was just listening to that to get me geared up for BTS so I can get back on track and in alignment. My main thing that I'm going to be focusing on at BTS is how to take where I am right now and turn it into high speed and really push myself forward within the next like 6 months. So that means YouTube, getting my personal training certification, getting all of that done. I have books. I have 2 books that are just sitting in my Google Drive that need to be published. So there's a lot of things that have been on my list that I haven't followed through on. So that is going to be my key focus during the next 3 or 4 days. So anyways, if you like this video, make sure to like and subscribe, and I will see you guys on the next video, which will be all about BTS, our BTS week.